If you guys like TV shows and movie reviews, stay tuned. Today's TV show we're going to review is Season 1 of The Flash. So, Season 1 of The Flash is about, like, you know what? We'll just let Barry Allen explain it.
My name is Barry Allen, and I am the fastest man alive. When I was a child, I saw my mother killed by something impossible. My father went to prison for her murder. Then an accident made me the impossible. To the outside world, I'm an ordinary forensic scientist, but secretly, I use my speed to fight crime and find others like me. And one day, I'll find who killed my mother and get justice for my father. I am The Flash.
The Flash is your typical superhero TV show, unlike Smallville. It first had a soft pilot premiere thing on Arrow. So the premises of the show is that Barry gets struck by lightning and develops superpowers. This is because the particle accelerator exploded into the atmosphere and released dark matter. Why this happened, he went into a coma for about 6 months and then came out and had abs.
Lightning gave me abs.
But that's not the only thing that happened. Apparently, only Barry Allen can be the good guy because everyone else who got powers decides that they're going to be bad guys. So the first whole season is Barry getting grips on his powers and wanting to help people and learning how to use his speed through Harrison Wells. This is like mentor, and then we found out later that he's the bad guy. So why Harrison Wells is the bad guy is because how it starts out is that Barry lost his mother. And he told everyone when he was a kid that he saw a man in yellow, like a blur, and no one believed him. So he decided to become a CSI and start investigating cases had strange things in it, which brought him to Arrow. Then we find out that Harrison Wells is Eobard Thawne, and that he, in fact, is the one that killed Barry's mother and got Barry's father put in jail. So the whole first season is about him finding out this, feeling betrayed by his mentor. And then throughout this process, if you're a comic book fan, it shows Firestorm, Grodd, he fights Captain Cold. These are some of the villains from the comic book entering the Flash universe, or Arrowverse, into the small screen. So my favorite episode is Arrow vs. Flash.
Still believe in you, Barry.
Because if you ever watched Arrow, it has a different tune to it. And when Barry went onto the show, he had his own theme music playing, which is a lighter version of Arrow. So Barry looked up to the Arrow, but then he saw how he did things, and he does things completely different. And then they got whammied, and they started fighting each other. And I think Arrow won. And the funny part about that episode is that he shoots Barry in the back with 2 arrows.
So how do we catch Bivolo here?
Oh, no, we don't. Here, we're here to train. What the point is that you engaged Snart on a commuter train, which he derailed.
Okay, there may have been some damage, but I got the job done. I was the hero.
Barry, when you approach a new environment, do you case every inch of it? You could. You have the time, but you don't.
You're gonna come back at me, and you're gonna get hit with an arrow.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Okay, fine. I will humor you. Ready?
Ready.
Nice try.
You shot me?
Telling Barry that he can't just run into danger, that you gotta canvas the area. So, The Flash to me is an emotional roller coaster. You see the journey of Barry Allen, this innocent, wide-eyed thing, knowing he faced tragedy, but he still kind of had a good upbringing because of Joe and Iris. Coming to be a superhero and wanting to help people just to have more tragedy come into his life when he finds out the person he looked up to was your enemy. kind of like how we talked about in Smallville with Lex Luthor. Like your greatest, your friends can become your greatest enemies. And then he has to deal with that betrayal. He doesn't know who he trusts. And I think it had a great season finale. Like, we had Arrow and Firestorm come and help Barry team up with him to stop the Reverse Flash.
Welcome, Mr. Queen.
Hope we're not too late.
And the whole time the Reverse Flash did all this because he was mad at Barry Allen the entire time of their feud. And he couldn't connect with what you guys don't know yet. But the Speed Force is why he had to do all this early. So the great character arc to Barry Allen is that he's learning as he goes and still trying to keep that innocence. Unlike if you watch Arrow, Oliver got dark. And one little Easter egg, which you find out until 6 seasons later, is that it says Flash missing in crisis. And it's from the first episode, they knew that 6 years later, they were going to bring a whole world together. So I found that very interesting.
We get out of here. We can find a way to get everyone that we lost back.
All life ends.
My entire life prepared me for this fight.
You ready?
I stay ready.
Let's do this.
We're in the fight of our lives here.
We will not fail this world. Not today. Not ever.
Crisis on Infinite Earths. The CW's.
So if you guys are interested in this nerdy kind of shit like Smallville and Arrow, then I suggest you guys watch Flash, which you can catch on the CW when it comes back after this crisis, or on Netflix as 1 through 6 seasons. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to follow our talk show every Friday at 9 a.m. Link below. And you guys stay tuned.